That's interesting.
Hi, Max. What are you reading about?
Hi there. I am reading up on the history of communication. It is quite intriguing.
What is communication?
Well, let's look it up in a dictionary. Do you have one?
Yes, I do. I'll be right back.
Did you get it?
I got it.
Now then, let's look up the word communication. C-O-M-M-U-N-I-C-A-T-I-O-N. Communication.
Communication includes the sharing or passing of information, facts, ideas, opinions, feelings, and instructions from one person to another in a way that the message can be understood.
That's right.
Okay, so we are communicating right now then?
You've got it. Through the act of speech. But speaking is not the only form of communication.
It isn't?
Not to worry. I have a few friends who may help us out. But first, let's greet our viewers.
Let's adventure, learn and play. At Kidz Central, we learn new stuff every day. Shapes and colors, galaxies. At Kidz Central, we can even learn to read. So come on, join the fun. Let your imagination run. You can be on a little island, take a trip to solar system. Oh, learn it now. A verbal vowel too. At Kidz Central, learning is easy just for you. Come on, A-I-O-U-U-U. At Kidz Central, you're learning at Kidz Central. Come on and watch it. E-I-O-U-U-U. At Kidz Central, you're learning at Kidz Central. Come on and watch it.
Hi there! Max told me that you were curious about communication, and he asked me to take you on a quick trip through history. Let's see what we can find. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
In the early days, humans passed on information from generation to generation by painting on the surfaces of rocks. Some paintings help future generations to learn about the land, the animals, and even religious practices. Today, many archaeologists and scientists are uncovering many more paintings that depict past cultures, some of which can be found in India, Central Asia, and China, amongst other locations. Sometime after humans started painting on rock surfaces, they started to carve patterns into many different materials, such as into small stones, wood, trees, and even the same rock surfaces. Do you like to read comic strips?
I do.
Well, some of the oldest types of paintings were, you could say, similar to comics in that a series of activities surrounding a single idea was showcased.
Was it true that fire and smoke were once used to communicate as well?
Yes, that's correct. I would tell you all about it, but I believe my friend Yao would be better at handling it than I am. Let's go meet him.
Ni hao. Hello, youngster. How may I help you today?
Please, good sir, tell me more about smoke signals.
Me vente. No problem. In ancient China, long, long ago, many of my comrades and I were stationed along the Great Wall. The Great Wall of China. Whenever an enemy unit attempted to attack a great nation, we would light a huge torch. Each tower in sequence would continue to light their torch all the way to the main village, where the message would be relayed that we were under attack. Every soldier would then be ready for battle. In this way, a message could be sent from as far as 750 kilometers in just a few hours. It was a great feat in those days. Early North American Indians also communicated via smoke signal. Each signal could mean something different, depending on where it originated from a danger signal to a peace signal. Smoke signals were very useful in early days.
Wow! Do we still use smoke signals today?
In fact, we do. In some parts of the world, when electing a new pope, smoke can be seen rising from the Sistine Chapel at the Vatican. It is one of the most famous traditions of the papal succession ritual. When voting for a new pope, ballots are burned. Black smoke means a failed vote, whilst white smoke means a new pope has been elected.
It seems there are many different ways to communicate.
Quite right. Humans also communicated via sound as well. In distant parts of the earth, many Indian and African people would communicate via loud drums, which would be struck to signify either danger or as an aid in part of a ceremony. In fact, right down to your time, many trumpets may be sound to signal the arrival of a royal figure, like
a queen or king.
You've got it.
Petroglyphs and pictographs, 10,000 BCE. Stone and clay tablets, 2270 BCE. Parchments and scrolls, 750 BCE. Quill, 780. Codex, 480. Paper, 105 AD. Morse code, 1836. Fountain pen, 1867. Telephone, 1876. Ballpoint pen, 1888. Radio, 1907. Television, black and white, 1923. Color, 1953. Digital computer, 1946. Artificial satellite, 1957. Mobile phone, 1973. Tablet computers, 1989. Tablet computers, 2010.
La dame à l'hôtel dit que c'est dans quelle direction, je ne suis pas sûre, mais je pense que peut-être. Je ne suis pas sûre que c'est obvious. Excusez-moi, bonjour.
Oh, hi, sorry.
Je voudrais aller à Oyster. C'est un marché avec les poissons?
I have no idea what you're saying.
C'est un marché avec les poissons. Le nom est...
You right what you're saying. You're right.
C'est comme ça.
Oh, Oystons. You're trying to get to Oystons?
Oyster?
Oystons.
Oui.
Oystons.
Oystons.
Oystons. Okay, so together, Oystons.
Oystons.
Okay, you're gonna take this right. Then you're gonna turn right again. follow the road all the way down. You're gonna see some fish in lights. Fish.
Je ne comprends pas rien.
Oh, sorry. You don't understand what I'm saying. Okay. This road here.
La rue ici,
Then you're gonna turn right.
à droite,
So this road, then right, and then right again.
à droite encore.
Then you're gonna see fish.
Ah, les poissons, oui.
Fish.
Oui, c'est les
Up in
poissons.
lights. In lights, on the poles. Lights. Like
C'est
light?
comme ça, c'est les lumières.
Yes. And
Oui.
that is oysters.
Ah, bon, c'est ici, et après c'est à droite, et après c'est à droite encore, et c'est Oystins.
Yes.
Bon, merci.
You're welcome.
Oh,
My
mademoiselle, c'est un plaisir à
You're
moi.
welcome. My
Mouah.
pleasure.
Oh.
All right, bye-bye. Bye. Bye.
Communication is the way that we share our thoughts through words, signs, sounds, and the way that we behave, so people will understand our ideas. My favorite type of communication is talking face to face.
Communication is the process by which we relay ideas or by which we share information. Personally, my favorite form of communication is by talking. I like to communicate with other people via verbal communication. I also like to communicate with other people via social media, such as Facebook or Twitter. Normally, when you're face to face, it's easier to talk to a person.
Braille is a form of writing system used by the visually impaired or blind individuals. The term was derived from a Frenchman known as Louis Braille, who went blind after a childhood accident. In his early years, around the age of 15, he developed a code for the French alphabet and continued to refine his project as the years passed. Braille characters are small, rectangular blocks known as cells which contain tiny raised or lower dots. Each arrangement is unique and distinguishable from one another. Braille is also used to portray illustrations and graphs where lines either made solid or a series of dots and arrows are used.
I believe communication is important because it plays a key factor in our relationships in life. Whether we have good relationships, bad relationships, how we communicate and the type of communication we do with one another plays a key factor in that. So whether it is at work, with our families, even in terms of religion, it's all about relationships.
Without communication, the world basically would not function. We would all be wandering along like mindless zombies without being able to get our thoughts and ideas across to each other. And basically, we need organization to live in the world. So without communication, there'll be no organization, hence no function.
We don't exist by ourselves. Even animals communicate to each other. So it's essential for livelihood as it is.
I think that communication is important because it is how we interact with others, it is how we share ideas, and it is how we get things done. We can communicate by using words, by using actions, and by even using our expressions. If we couldn't communicate, we would be all alone. We wouldn't be able to play with our friends, and we wouldn't be able to help others.
Honestly, without communication, I don't know how we will live. Communication should be clear because it helps to alleviate a lot of misunderstandings that may occur between the sender and receiver. Good communication has improved every relationship in my life.
I believe that communication is important because it allows you to get your thoughts and opinions across to other people so you can be better understood and avoid any misunderstandings in any relationship, whether it is personal or professional.
Do you know that there are many different ways in which we communicate each and every day? There is. Every time you make a happy face, a sad face. When you shout, scream, laugh, nod your head, or even wave hello and goodbye, you are in fact communicating. We may communicate verbally, the process of sending and receiving messages through the use of the spoken word, and non-verbally, sending and receiving messages without the use of speech, which may involve gesturing, symbols, and facial expressions. Take a look at these few examples. Can you tell me what is being communicated?
Sign language uses a system of manual, facial, and other body movements, including hand gestures, to convey an idea. Just like how there are many different spoken languages on Earth, there are many different sign languages across the globe, including ASL, American Sign Language, Pidgin International Sign, and BSL, British Sign Language. Perhaps you have watched the evening news and recognize an inset of someone signing. This is to the benefit of the deaf community. Next time, pay attention to the signer and see if you can see the relation between the signer and what is being said by the speaker.
Hey there, viewer! Did you know that new materials and technologies were developed to aid human beings in communication?
Really?
Indeed. Many years ago, before there were books, human beings came up with all sorts of ways to communicate. We would write letters by using a bird's feather dipped in wet ink, where then we would write on a piece of paper or a scroll. Speaking about birds, messages were sent long distances from ally to ally by carrier pigeons. This method was commonly known as pigeon posts.
Pigeons? But how did they know where to go?
These pigeons were trained. Many years ago, carrier pigeons were only used to deliver messages in one direction, that is, back to their home. This was done by placing their food at one location and their home at another. These pigeons would seek out the opposite location they were coming from whilst carrying a message usually attached to one of their legs. And that was the secret.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Quite so. But in modern times, thanks to a great invention by Alexander Graham Bell, We can simply pick up a device called a phone and in a matter of seconds speak to someone who's miles and miles away.
It's true. I spoke to my grandma this morning and she was all the way in another country.
That's nice. I hope she was keeping well.
She is. She is.
Today, we communicate via some really impressive technology. We have radios that allow us to hear broadcasts of some of our favorite music or even keep up to date on what's happening around the globe. We have...
I know! Televisions.
Very good. This allows us to watch our favorite programs and view events around the world. One of the most useful forms of communication in today's world is email or electronic mail, which is sent from one person's email address to another's.
Much like how a postman delivers mail.
You're a bright kid. I like how you think. Very good.
Hearing is a wonderful gift, but sometimes the hearing may take what they hear for granted. The following clips will help you better appreciate the challenges of a deaf person. Hi again. How did the trip go?
It was great. I learned so much about how we communicate today.
That's great.
See? See? You're communicating to me right now.
I'm glad you learned so much. It's almost time to go. Would you like to tell the rest of our friends goodbye?
Goodbye, everyone.
Until next time. Bye.